Now there's only one question left to ask. Team Sunflower or Team Goblin? Let me know down in the comments. Are you going Team Sunflower or Team Goblin? All right, today I have a question for you. What is SunFlowerLand? Why do these people keep popping up everywhere? And is this game any good? Let's take a look. Now, there's two of me. That's too much. So SunFlowerLand. Okay, this is my first look at the game. And I've seen these people popping up everywhere through different collabs. I've seen them raid Crypto Stash's live stream, and these people are just really hyped about the game. From what I understand, it's on the either Matic or Polygon blockchain. Now we're going to take a quick look at the game, give it a quick review. However, we have Steve Woody here to explain what the game is and how it works. So we're going to hear from him, a member of the team, on what's going on with the project. So I think that's better than me trying to do a deep dive. We have a team member in the house to tell us about the project. Now, I like that. Okay, so SunFlowerLand, you got farm, gather, cook, raise animals, fish, craft, and trade your NFTs in this RPG based farming simulator. I love the play to own mentality. I think it's better than the play to earn mentality. Let's see, we got farm, collect, and trade over 200 in-game tokens and NFTs on the Polygon blockchain. You have, looks like this is coming soon, a build your bumpkin NFT. It's dynamic. You can alter the way it looks. I think skin color, clothes, the item he holds probably. So you got the plant, harvest crops, chop wood, grow your chickens, harvest eggs. You have a goblin village. Fishing is coming soon. We'll talk about more about that in the interview. And land expansion. Now, this is all, the game part is really cool. I like that. But this is the best part to me because I'm not looking for just games and doing like, you know, reviewing every game out there, right? I was initially going to do that, but now since there's so much crap out there, I've decided that I'm really looking for communities. I'm really looking for teams. Where are the good teams? Now, this team is doxed and verified. Okay, that means that these aren't just some fake images with some fake names. These are real people. This is a real team. I believe a couple of them do like Twitch or YouTube streams. Steve Woody, you can find him on Twitch, Undisputed Noobs. I think you just type that in. Adam, I think he has a couple videos too. I'm not 100% sure on that. But these guys are verified. You do have their Twitter links here, except for Harry McBride. Harry McBride looks like he might have something to hide, but I'm not sure. I'm kidding. But there's no link for him. But these guys are verifiable, doxed. You can see them, get to know them. I think the best way to get to know this team a little more is 1, check out their Twitters. 2, check them out in Discord, and 3, check them out on GitHub. There might be some more information there. Now, the game is super easy to get started. Basically, you just need a wallet, fund your wallet with Matic token on Polygon, and you can mint your farm. So that's really cool. Where to find us is down here. Now we have Steve Woody in the house. He's going to tell us more about this game. It's an interview with him. Now, sadly, before we roll into this interview, the interview did not record properly. Unfortunately, I had some storage issues and I had changed a setting which totally messed everything up. However, the audio is perfect. This will be more of a listening experience than a visual experience. So put this on in your car, listen to it while you're mowing the grass. This is a wealth of knowledge that's coming from Steve Woody, and you're getting some breaking news inside this interview. You're gonna want to listen to the whole dang thing. Real quick, none of this is financial advice. This is a game first. Treat it as a game first, and we're gonna roll into this. This video is not sponsored. I was gonna do this video a couple of days ago. The interview just kind of lined up where we both had time to actually sit down, get on Discord and talk. So that was great. It's not sponsored. I wasn't paid for this. However, at the end of the interview, I was offered a little resource to help me along getting started. I just want to be open and transparent. Let's get into it.
And so what you currently see in the game is this sandbox, whilst they've been building out the full game, which launches in about 8 to 10 weeks time.
You talking about from now?
Yeah, it's not live yet.
What? So beta is real. Like when you say beta, because a lot of things say
real.
Beta and it's just like a forever beta.
This is real beta. Yeah.
So there's a real game coming. What is a real game? What do you mean?
So at the moment, the real game it's inside the community. It's known as land expansion. So at the moment, you're kind of playing in a sandbox where you've got access to everything. You go in, the whole map is there. You've got everything that you need, all of your buildings. And there's no real gameplay element. There's no lore, there's no quests. There's just, you go in, you plant your seeds, you harvest some resources, you save up for an NFT. That's it. That's like the core game loop. There's nothing really there. So what's been happening in the background is two things. And by the way, we've had stuff going along since the start of the year. So we've introduced a lot of new elements. There's been new concepts in the game, but they're all in this sandbox right now.
Right.
So the idea is that as we move forward, progressively, they'll start to be questing, and new players that come in, they'll discover them through the gameplay and the lore and the quests. But at the moment, anyone that's playing has kind of just got access to everything. Now, this is good because it's given people an ability to craft resources, so give them a bit of a head start. And it's also allowed us to see what works and what doesn't. We've got incredible feedback from the community.
Nice.
Some of it's supportive, some of it not so, but we've learned along the way. And we've got our processes and our protocols, which is what was important to build. So land expansion is one gameplay element. There's two core game loops that are going to be coming. So land expansion, the idea is that you'll start off with a single piece of land, and then you'll have to progress. So you'll have to farm the land by chopping down trees to get wood, using the wood like a blacksmith to be able to create a pickaxe, using that pickaxe to make stone. And so there's and then you use a stone to make a stone pickaxe with the wood to then mint iron, and then iron to mint gold. So there's a progression system of resources. At the same time, there's a progression system of crops. So you start off by harvesting sunflowers, and you get paid. So you actually, when you harvest, you're actually getting paid in SFL in the native token.
Gotcha.
And then you use the SFL to buy seeds.
Okay.
And then you plant the seeds. There's a timer. Once the timer runs out, you harvest those seeds and you get paid for it. And then you buy more seeds, and then you kind of go through this cycle. And then when you've got enough money, in-game currency, you then use that to buy resources, to then buy tools, to then get more resources. And eventually you'll level up where you'll be able to expand your land. So you go from 1 plot to 2 to 3 to 4.
Nice.
And as you expand your land, you'll start to uncover, there's going to be an RNG element. So you might get a gold node, you might get some trees, you might get nothing. You might get there might be a surprise. So as you evolve,
unique lands.
And each land is going to have its own unique address. So there's a whole lot you can do with this in the future, but all of it will be connected to the farm. So that's one core game loop, is a progression system through expanding your land. Now, initially, the current version is all just static. It's just a static image with interactable items, buildings in a set place.
Gotcha.
In the future, what will happen is you will be able to UI drag and drop and plant your buildings and your land and customize it and build paths and roads. And it will be your farm, your land. You'll make it how you want it.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Customizable buildings?
Everything. So eventually, the idea to be able to craft paint, the ability to be able to have skins and do stuff, like we can go very far with this.
Yeah, I seen the bumpkin was customizable.
Well, that's it. See, so the land is one core game loop that we'll have, and the progression of the land will revolve around you farming the land, getting things like stone, iron, gold, etc., and wood, and then using that to progress and to expand your land. The other core game loop, the secondary core game loop, is the bumpkin. Now, this has never been done before, and it's brand new. And the inspiration for this was that most PFP projects that launch, 10,000 NFTs that are minted randomly, you don't get to see what they are. And when they're minted, that's what you've got. Your rarity, your traits, they're static. So what's going to be different with our PFPs that we launch is they're going to be dynamic. Meaning that when you go into the game and you log into the game when it launches, you will create a base layer. So you would choose the skin color, the hair, you will choose the overall core aesthetics of your bumpkin, your in-game character.
Nice.
That would then be saved to the blockchain. The idea is that you will create and customize your profile picture. Now, as you play the game, you will have items that you will be able to soulbind to your bumpkin. So, for example, you might get, you know, like there's a warrior shirt that's coming out soon, and there's an amulet that you can wear. So the idea is that, imagine in the future there's going to be like thousands of different accessories. You can send those accessories to your bumpkin, which will have its own unique address as well. Right. And so the idea is you can soulbind these items, and as you update them inside the game, it will also dynamically update the profile picture. So in OpenSea, in your wallet, if you're using it on Twitter as an official profile picture,
everything,
it will update everywhere, including in-game. As you customize and change your bumpkin, it will evolve.
That's pretty cool.
That's, to my knowledge, never been done before. So we're going away from the static PFPs into more dynamic PFPs. And so the bumpkins, you'll level them up. They'll be experienced. You'll start with a level 1, and certain items will be level gated. So, you know, you won't be able to wield the big sword unless you've got the strength and the level to do it. And so,
makes sense.
Yeah, there's going to be these progression loops that people will go through, and they'll be able to level up their land and expand their land and level up their bumpkin as well. But not in a traditional sense of leveling up. It's not like every time you chop down a tree, you get wood experience.
Right.
You chop down the tree because you use the tree for firewood to make a meal on the stove through the, you know, pumpkins. Let's say you're making pumpkin soup. Yeah, so you've harvested your pumpkins, you've got your fire going, you're now making pumpkin soup. You then feed that to your bumpkin, and it's the feeding that gives them the experience.
Oh, okay. So every time you feed them.
So rather than the individual actions, it's more a collaboration of multiple actions that give you the experience.
Right. Okay.
And so yeah, that's what's coming in about 10 weeks time.
10 weeks? That's cool. Wow, that's gonna be massive for you guys, huh?
We have an event starting on Monday, Monday, which is called the Goblin War.
That's what I've been hearing about. What is this war?
Yeah. So there's been a bit of fun inside the community, because again, in the sandbox, we needed to keep the community engaged. How do you do that when the developers are focused on building the new version of the game?
Right.
So I really, like, my job has been to act as a bridge between the dev team and the community. So the whole purpose is for me to give them space so they're not distracted. So we haven't wanted to roll out too many new features. Now, stuff's come out to keep people engaged,
right?
But not too much. And so what's happening now is we're going to have this war. So we've got inside SunFlowerLand, there's 2 different lands at the moment. There's the Sunflower Town, which is where the farm and everything is, which is all of the in-game in-game centralized elements of the game. And then you've got Goblin Village, and Goblin Village is everything to do with the blockchain, NFTs, minting, blockchain syncing, all of that. And so for a while, people didn't like paying the sync fees, because as the game's been built and as it's been evolving, there's been things that, you know, every time you visited Goblin Village, you had to sync before you visited, and then that was inconvenient. And obviously there's a cost to syncing.
Right.
And so as the game's progressed and as the dev team have improved upon the code, it's got better. But what we've also found is that there's been this bit of a tension, and there's been this kind of fun rivalry between the humans and the goblins.
Yeah.
And so we've turned that now into some lore. And over the next 10 weeks, we're going to be releasing each week a story that goes alongside this. And it also means that this is our first ever community burn event. So we're not calling it a burn event. Like, that's not the purpose, but that's what it is.
It's going to be a burn event.
You know, we're going to burn a ton of resources.
Hey, that's cool.
And we're gonna bribe people. I'm just being honest. Like, we're gonna bribe people with some incredibly rare NFTs, and if they burn their in-game resources, they'll get some amazing NFTs as a result. So this is where we're different to a lot of games. We're very honest. We're very open and transparent, and we tell people exactly why and what we're doing.
Right.
Because we think that's important. People deserve to know. But the reality is, what's going to happen is there's going to be some lore, there's going to be some quests, people are going to complete those quests, and they're going to be competing as a team. So there's going to be the Team Goblin and Team Sunflower.
All right, so I got to know, I know you have people pick a team. What team are you?
Unfortunately, because of my position in this, it would be really unfair of me. So I'm Team Switzerland.
Oh, come on.
I've had to. And No, because I
Makes
tell you
sense.
why. Because I'm giving both teams
Mhm.
information. I see both sides, and I've even gone as far as I've isolated the moderators, so even they can't see the other person's team.
Smart.
And we've
Smart.
got some fun stuff going on. We've got some spies. We've
Yeah.
got some plot twists. There's some stuff that people aren't even expecting that's going to come out of
Okay.
the blue, and they're going to be like, "Whoa, I didn't see that coming." So
Yeah.
there's some cool stuff that's coming. We've got a small team that have been designing it. They've been working really hard, and yeah, it's going to be exciting. As I said, it's going to be an ability for the teams to work together as a leaderboard. There's going to be a leaderboard, so you'll be able to. There'll be each week there'll be a winning team for that week.
Okay.
And they'll get rewards as a result of winning or losing, because we're going to reward the losers as well as the winners, just not as much. So there's like a participation medal where you'll get these war bonds.
Yeah.
So war bonds are your tokens that are given to you to show your participation in the war.
Nice.
So the more you participate, the more war bonds that you get, and you'll be able to transfer those war bonds into NFTs.
I like that.
So there's a whole thing around this, which is.
That sounds cool.
It's gonna be exciting to see where it goes.
I'm gonna need people to let me know in the comments. Should I go Team Sunflower or Team Goblin? So because I am gonna try this game, right? I'll probably get in early this week, and then I want to participate in this event. So I think
starts on Monday.
Cool. Starts on Monday.
So you can actually you can go in now and choose your side. So if you log into the game now, so here's the thing I would say to anyone that wants to get into this game: it was never the team's intention for people to buy land on OpenSea.
Right.
We have been fighting a lot of bots and multi-accounters, and so there's a lot of banned farms. In fact, I would say
I saw that on OpenSea.
Yeah, somewhere in the region of between 5 to 10% of all farms have been banned.
Wow.
And so you have to be very careful if you're buying a farm from a third-party marketplace that it's not banned or in contention to be banned. If it's not verified, that also means that it could, when it does finish its verification process, it could get banned.
Well, this kind of ties into like, where do you start? How do you start? Can you show like how do you check to see if it's an okay farm to buy?
Buy it from the website.
Can you show it on your screen?
Yeah, sure, of course. Yeah. There were people that were going along and they were buying. So they were buying farms on OpenSea for like $100 plus.
Yeah.
But you can mint them on the website for $5.
$5?
Yeah, it's fine. That's how much. It's like the whole purpose of this is it's a low barrier to entry.
I saw that with some of the stuff on OpenSea, like the axes were pretty good price, and some of the other tools.
We don't want to make it like super expensive. Like that's just not the purpose of this, right?
Right.
So if you go to the website, which is sunflower-land.com, you'll come to this website. So here we go. So this is the website. So this is so this actual image here is land expansion. This is what land expansion is going to look like. This is your thing. So as we scroll down, and these are the bumpkins. Again, they're going to be dynamic. They're going to have in-game boosts, and you're going to be able to craft like different elements of them. But yeah, this is it. You plant and harvest crops, and you can chop wood, mine rocks, craft rare items. There's also animals, so you can like have chickens. There'll be bees. So chickens make eggs, bees make honey. And stuff like that, and then you'll be able to use that for cooking. There's fishing. There's a whole thing around fishing coming in, which is going to be amazing. And these are all community. These are what community members have made.
Really?
And if I show you
the open source part of it, right?
Yeah, and I'm gonna show you fishing actually because it's insane, absolutely incredible.
Do you want to do you want to do your view with the Twitch thing that you have?
What you would normally do when you start the game for the first time is it would say, hey, before you start, you need to mint your farm. And so it will get you to mint your farm. There is a fixed fee of $5 to mint your farm. So whatever that is in Matic at the time is what you'll pay. 10% of that goes to charity. And so that's one thing that we've done. We've put tens of thousands of dollars into different charities, which is incredible to help people. And then some of it goes for the running costs for the business. There's only a couple of ways that the game actually makes money. One is through the minting of new farms, which we don't do many of at the moment because we've capped out. We've got 150,000 players, and we've said, look, for a beta, we don't want it. We wanted 1,000 players, and then the community were like, we want more farms. So then we upped it to 5,000, and then 10, and then 50, and 100, and 150,000. Right. We got to the point, and we said, look, okay, it's crazy, like popular, and it's amazing, but we need to like control this. We don't want But then the problem is that if we stop people minting farms, they go and buy them for like $100, $200 on OpenSea.
Right.
And then if they get their, if they just pay if you pay $200 for a farm and it gets banned straight away, you're gonna feel really bad.
That's gonna hurt. Yeah.
And so yeah, we didn't want that. That was not a purpose of an outcome of what we wanted.
So buy it on the site.
Buy it on the site. Go to sunflower-land.com, and there's and when you go there, I'll just go back to the website now. It actually says play beta version, and you would just click on this, and it would load the game. Now, it will tell you here that I'm not connected to Polygon because I'm on the test net, but it would say you don't have an account, create an account, and that's it.
Okay.
So that's how I would do it.
And it'll give you the buy option for a land or a mint option.
That's it. There would just be it would just say get started, and it would take you through like an in-game thing there.
Nice.
I'm not going to go through because it's asking me to go through my Trezor, but you get the idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get the idea. So basically, when you do it on a brand new wallet, and I don't really want to set a new wallet up on this,
and
but
you
when
can
do
use
that,
Trezor, and you can use Ledger.
Yep, absolutely. You can.
Perfect.
So
I like that.
Yeah, and this is what I mean by there's a map where everything's already here. Your land is here, your buildings are here. You've got this whole area which is like clouded off at the moment that you can't see anything. So you've got all this, and then so this is the farm. There's like a snow biome up here.
Nice.
Like an autumn area here. You've got your farm and your buildings, and then to the very right there's a little sign. And if I click on this, I can go to Goblin Village, and this is like a whole other side of the map. So this is where all the NFTs are done and all the on-chain data. And then if I go back to the farm, this is where all the centralized on-game data is stored.
Oh, very nice.
So yeah, this is it at the moment. So when you log in, you'll get to choose a side. You'll choose either a sunflower or a goblin. When you do that, you'll get a banner. And you'll also notice in the map down here, the first clouded area. This is the first time we're going to unveil and open up the clouds. So this area here over the next 10 weeks is going to tell a story.
Really?
Nobody knows this yet. You're the first to hear.
I'm the first. Breaking news.
Literally telling you some alpha right now.
Oh,
so
sweet.
This little building that you're seeing here is a sneak peek that was not there 2 days ago.
Oh, wow. So there's people like probably in game who don't even know this yet.
Absolutely, 100%.
Wow.
And we've been teasing it out to the community, but there's only a handful of people that made this that know what's coming.
Okay.
And so there's a whole story mode under this that we're going to launch over the next 10 weeks.
That's awesome. I'm so curious right now.
Then what's going and I can tell you how it ends. So at the end of it, what happens is we're going to be driven from the land, and this will not exist anymore. So you will not have this farm. You will not have these trees. You will not have these nodes. All of it will go. And instead, what you're going to see is, and I'll show you, is you'll log into the game in 10 weeks time. And instead of logging into that screen, you're going to log into this screen.
The new screen.
This is going to be your new screen. So this is the new game. Level 1, there's my bumpkin. Here's my land. I can expand my land. Now, obviously, it's still being built, so you have to appreciate that it's not ready yet.
Right.
But the whole idea is that in 10 weeks' time, that will all be live.
That's awesome.
And so you will not go through what everyone else has experienced in the sandbox. You will start on level 1. I can collect some stone. I can get some wood. And then I need to expand my land. And so that's it. And then I can put down buildings, and there's stuff that I can do. So I'm going to put down a fire pit. So here we go. I need to build my fire pit. And then I can drag it. I can drop it. I can put it where I want it. At the moment, I can't because I don't have the resources, but you get the idea.
That's awesome. And I see a couple things floating in the water. There's a goblin floating there, another human.
A goblin floating there, and I think this is so your character will be on the land. These are just there's a treasure chest here. There's a lot of stuff. You'll get to figure it out as you go.
Nice.
It'll be fun. There's a lot of stuff to come.
I like it. It's cool. Maybe I should wait to play then, but I kind of want to just take a peek now. But
here's the thing,
maybe
right?
I should wait. I don't know. Okay.
If you wait, you're going to miss out on some of those rare NFTs.
Oh,
now, that's
facts.
not FOMO.
I'm
not trying to hype you into this, but to give you some context of these rare NFTs, like to give you an idea, there are going to be, I think, in terms of amulets. So let me just show you some of these rare NFTs because we've actually got them on the test net. So in the war tent, here we go. This is a sunflower amulet. Right, there's 20,000 of them. They cost 250 war bonds, but they give you a 10% increased yield when you're farming sunflowers.
Yeah, it's cool.
Then you've got this one, which is 20%, carrots grow 20% faster. And you've got this one, which gives you 20% increased beetroot yield. Now, you can take all three of these amulets. You can take the sunflower, the carrot, and the beetroot. And one thing that we're doing that we've never done before is you can merge them together and burn them, and it will create a new green amulet. And this has a chance for a 10x yield crop.
That'll be nice.
So, and then you've got this, which is going to be a warrior shirt. You've got your warrior pants. You've got your warrior helmet, some special items. So these, and to give you, there's only 1,000 of these warrior helmets.
That's it?
There's only 100 of these amulets. There's, you know, you're talking about at the moment, we've got about 60,000 daily active users.
Yeah.
So we've got 60,000 people.
60,000? And there's only 100 of those?
Well, we've got 200,000 in the Discord community. But out of that, there's about 60,000 that are active.
Okay.
And out of that, yeah, there's going to be 100 amulets.
Oh, man. How does one get the amulet? So you put the two amulets together?
You have to craft all three of these amulets, and then you have to burn them to make the last one. But this one's going to cost around 250 war bonds. This one about 700. This one about 2,000.
So it's all from the war event.
Yes.
So you're going to want to partake in this. Yeah.
So the war event is you're going to have to do certain things. There's going to be certain quests.
I like it.
And it's going to be evolved around resources. So like it might be that you have to donate, like I'd say the first one because it's already in a community.
Yeah.
So on week 1, you're going to have to create rations. We need war rations. And so war rations is made up of like 500 potatoes, some wheat, some eggs. And so you have to put all of those resources, effectively you burn them, and then you get your war bonds as a result.
Okay.
And you can do this as many times as you want. So if you've got the resources, you can burn as many resources as you want. You'll get more tokens, which will put you higher up the leaderboard. Each week, there's going to be a leaderboard. So there'll be war bonds for the leaderboard, for the winning team, for the times that you complete the quest. And there's going to be like a team challenge. And if you complete the team challenge, you'll get bonus. So there's lots of ways to get bonuses. On stream, we'll be giving some away. So there'll be lots of ways we'll do this. But
Sounds
yes,
awesome.
in the war tent, that's where you'll use them. As an example. So yeah, you can go, like, if you've got resources in the game, you can sell them. You can list them, you can sell them, and then other people can buy them. So there's like different ways you can make money within the game.
Oh, that's really cool.
We've also got a wishing well. So a wishing well provides liquidity. You go and put liquidity on QuickSwap. And if you do like a Matic SFL pair, you actually get to place a wish. Based on the amount of liquidity that you've got, you get a bigger wish. And then every 3 days, you might get a SFL reward as a result. And so we teach people not only how to create a wallet, how to create a Web3 game, like how to, we actually teach people about liquidity pools, mining, stuff like that.
Wow, that's
So
really
we're trying to educate people into Web3. Like we're looking at mass adoption, right? And how do we get a non-tech savvy Web2 enthusiast who likes to play games casually into Web3 and understanding the security, the ownership, and the protocols.
Wow, that's really smart. I like that. Yeah, because not a lot of people do the pools, and the pools are nice. Yeah,
yeah, and that's what we're looking at the moment. So yeah, that's kind of where we are with this right now. So you go, you plant your crops, you harvest, you get your crops, then you go to the shop. I can buy my seeds. Once I've harvested, I come back, I can sell my seeds. So look here, I can sell these. And what's also interesting is the game revolves around a similar mechanism to Bitcoin. So we have in the middle of the farm this man. If you click on him, he'll tell you what the SFL supply is.
Okay.
So right now, the SFL supply is at 230. Well, this is actually the test net, so it's not live.
Gotcha.
But on the live version, it's going to be different. But we do a halvening event at set periods. So like once in the test net, there's 236,000 SFL supply. Once it hits 5 million, the price that you pay and that you get for your crops halves.
Interesting.
And so there's a halving mechanism burnt in based on TVL.
Yeah. Well, that's pretty cool. So it just all gets cut in half.
There we go. So it's Yeah.
That's
So
very
there's,
nice.
there's a lot of different mechanisms that are in play here working, and yeah, and so and then the other thing is the GitHub. So GitHub has been phenomenal because this is where all of the conversations take place.
Oh, nice.
So because it's open source, everybody on here talks.
Yeah.
And so if I come on here, for example, and I have a look at, let me see if I can find, I'm going to just type in phishing and see if it comes up. Proposal, here we go. So this is the phishing proposal. So this is an example that I'm going to show you on screen now.
Okay.
This is an example of a community member that has created a proposal. I want to just show you the level of dedication and professionalism from the community. This is insane.
Yeah, sounds good.
This is just a proposal. This is someone who says, hey, I would like to add this to the game. Ready?
Yep.
So there's a boat where you can fish. You get a fishing kit. The idea is that you'll be able to, you've got a question mark before crafting. Then when you've got it, you can fish. Then you can go to the shop. You can buy rods and you can buy lures. You can go and you can sell fish that you caught. There's a whole different array of different rods and fish.
Oh, very nice. Wow, that's a good selection.
This is also been turned into. There's XP that can be. There's skills. They've worked out all of the maths to work out experience and how it works, and classifications from common to legendary and mutant. There's different levels of fishing.
Wow.
There's also different boosts that can be added as well.
It's pretty deep.
And
yeah.
There's different baits that you can buy. And yeah, you get the idea. Then you can take your fishing rod, you can merge your bait and your lure to combine a custom fishing kit. There's this is deep. This is just a proposal.
That's
There's different
insane.
fishes that you've got size and weight.
So they put this together as a proposal.
Yes,
and
look at this. And so look, here's all of the different possibilities of size, weight, fish.
And you guys said yes.
Tables. 100%.
Because it's going in the game. Right. Yeah.
This is going in the game.
Wow.
This is one of the most exciting features I'm waiting for.
That is so cool.
I mean, look at it. It's insane. Now.
Wow, it just keeps going. That is so detailed.
Look. And so look, and also here are all of the assets.
Okay. That's a lot of assets.
And then the community all talk about it. All of the conversations.
That's crazy.
And so now you've got all of these conversations between the community that are talking about everything.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's incredible. And
the community's wild. Like I first heard about the game in Mom, right? Because of the collaboration event. But then I didn't partake because I wasn't sure what was going on at the time. I was new to Mom, so it was kind of weird. But then I was watching Crypto Stash's live stream maybe a week or two ago, and they were doing a tier list for other games. You came in with some SunFlower people, and that was 80% of the comments were SunFlower people. I'm like, hold on. I'm like, these people are crazy. They're crazy as hell.
We have an amazing community.
Bro, I think if you had more time, I think you would have hit that 500 mark, but he did still kind of talk about it. But you guys were crazy. So I'm like, it kind of planted another seed in my brain. Like, I should check this game out. These people are nuts. So
let me tell you a little secret then. Crypto Stash, I've spoken to him, and we're going to be doing a stream together this week.
Ooh, that'll be nice.
For SunFlowerLand. Yeah, so there's a stream coming out this week for SunFlowerLand.
Very nice.
And also Hustlepedia, he minted a farm from crypto. He does crypto banter show.
Yep.
Alex Becker, who's a friend I know from a previous life in internet marketing. So there's a lot of people. Yeah, he's the one who does Neo Tokyo.
Okay.
There's also Bryson, who was recently signed to VaynerMedia with Gary Vaynerchuk, doing a lot of Web3 content and around that side of things as well.
Yeah, he was doing Axie for a while too.
He was doing Axie as well for a while.
Axie, Thetan Arena. Yep.
That's the thing, right? Bryson was doing his streams, and he's following dropped off a bit after Axie. He was getting 50 to 100 followers on the stream.
Yeah, I like Bryson.
I love him. He's a great guy, absolutely great guy. And so we jumped into his stream and pumped his numbers up to a few hundred. And obviously, you know, it makes a difference if you're a content creator. Also, outlets like they love it. Like when the community shows up, like, and here's the thing, right? People every single day are like, hey, let me pay you to shill this. Hey, let me use your community. Let me promote this. Let me talk about this. I won't abuse the community because I think that's the quickest way to lose trust and respect is to abuse a community. And there's a lot of people that do it. Hey, shill for this whitelist or grind for this and do that. Like, we've done a couple of competitions and a couple of things, and we're hitters level. Like, our token price is down. We're in a bear market. We're suffering like everyone else. We've gone stagnant on a game that hasn't launched yet because we're still in a sandbox. So there's a core element of like 40 to 60,000 people that are like waiting, but there's also like another 100,000 people that have either given up, stopped, gone elsewhere, whatever, you know?
Right.
Like, we've definitely lost like a huge part of the community. But that's understandable. Like you have to understand like where we are in this cycle.
Yeah, bear market. So, plus, it's summertime. You know,
exactly,
and the whole world's kind of crazy. But yeah,
there's a lot going on there. So I think that given where we currently are at the moment, I don't think we're in a bad place at all. I mean, I think we're in a really strong place right now to be able to say to people, well, look, hey, this is not live. It is in beta. We've got about... So what we're going to do is we're going to do the war event. The war event's going to last for 8 to 10 weeks. Starts on Monday. Then we're going to go into land expansion. And we're probably going to have 2 to 4 weeks after land expansion goes live where we continue to just test. Make sure that there are no bugs. Make sure everything works. Make sure the community's good. And then from there, we'll take the training wheels off. We'll take beta off. We'll open everything up and we'll say, off you go.
Nice.
So
that sounds
we're
exciting.
Looking around the beginning to the middle of November.
Okay.
Sometime in November, land expansion will be live, beta will have finished, and we will start our journey, which our next journey is to onboard 1 million users. So we want 1 million daily active users.
That's insane.
That's the next goal.
That's awesome. I like that.
We've got a lot of partnerships. We've got partnerships set up with Coinbase. We've got partnerships set up with a lot of other people. That some I'm not going to talk about just yet, but there's a lot of stuff we've worked on with Polygon Studios and with some other incredible games as well. Million on Mars was the first example where we did the cross promotion. We've got others lined up as well with other games. We've talked to Legends of Venari about putting sunflower. My personal goal is to put sunflowers in every game. I want sunflowers in Alluvium, Legends of Venari, Genopets. I want it in Honeyland. I want it in all the different games out there. I want this, like the sunflower is just so symbolic. It's so easy. It's so beautiful. It lightens up every Twitter feed. You know, if you see it in a game, it subconsciously makes you think. I want people to have this game that they can pick up on their phone. They can check in on their farm. They can spend a few minutes, then they can go about their day.
Yeah.
And then they can pop back in on their way to work, on their way home, you know, if they're commuting or just in the evening, sitting on the toilet, whatever you want. You just pop into your farm, do what you need to do, job done. Like, this is not one of those, I'm going to sit here for 12 hours glued to my screen.
Right.
It's a pick it up and put it down game.
I like it.
So, yeah, that's the goal, the vision.
The goal for me is to get one of those hats. Yeah, I like that.
Win merch. We've got merch. It's coming soon.
That's awesome.
It will be coming soon.
Yeah, very cool.
We've got a merch supplier that we've been working with within the community as well, because we're trying to empower people within the community. So a lot of the designers, developers, even all of our support staff, everybody that works in the company now is coming up through the community.
Wow, that's cool.
So we really want to kind of give back, like, to the community and to look after them, because they've looked after us. Like, without the community, we're nothing, right?
Yeah, makes sense.
Like, we're just some people playing a game with no following. So we definitely want to protect and respect the community, but what we don't want to do is we don't want to use the tactics that others use with the false hype, the pretense of like the FOMO and the mania. I mean, some of that inside the game, obviously that's okay. You know, we can build up a bit of FOMO and a bit of hype. But we don't want to lie to people. We don't want to tell people like SFL is going to $1 and you should buy it and you should invest and you should start. We don't want to do that. We don't want to be that project. We want people to understand Web3 security, protecting your assets, securing your seed phrase, understanding different networks, and then having and enjoying a Web3 environment We then want people to understand the difference between storage and exchanges, and why you shouldn't store on exchanges, and give people like a general understanding of markets and ups and downs and volatility, as well as liquidity and trading pools and things like that. And then we can go deeper into things where people start to understand, well, okay, so now how do I build a smart contract? How do I become a Solidity dev? And there'll be all of the tools and resources for designers and developers to actually start coding and getting involved in this stuff. How do I build tools? How do I build APIs that can log in? And how can I connect to this data and use this on-chain data past the earning part of, oh, we're going to earn some money through a token, and more, what's the underlying tech and how can I use that to better advance like what we're doing here with the tools and the capabilities, because the best stuff in DeFi and Web3 hasn't even been created yet.
I like that. Wow.
And so, and who am I to say what that is, right? Like that's what the community, if you give them the blank canvas and if you give them the tools with the blank canvas, they can create what they want.
That's awesome. I mean, just like look at your customizable, I think it was PHP. I forget what the acronym was.
Yeah, the
PFP. Yeah, even that, like that's amazing. I mean, I've heard of, some of the customizable NFT stuff is coming, but it's very rare right now. Like it's very limited, and maybe it's be a standard one day. I don't know.
So you would add an accessory onto your, but we're actually going to do it where you can craft, because normally what happens in a mint is it's all randomized.
Yeah.
And if you get a shit rarity, that's it. You've got a shit rarity.
You got what you got.
The only thing you can do is sell it. But what we're going to do is say, well, we want everybody in the world to have a bumpkin. Like a common bumpkin shouldn't be valuable, but it should be personable. It should hold more sentimental value than financial value. But the idea is, as you start to attach accessories and craft items within the game, and you add those or buy those or whatever through quests or through trading or whatever you do, those rare items will make your bumpkin rare.
That's awesome.
You'll be able to buy and sell them as well. So yeah.
I got one more question. This has been a wealth of knowledge. Thank you for your time. I appreciate it. I know it's the weekend.
Mate, I know I've just dumped a lot on you, but I want to
you're good. Yeah, my mind is like, no, I'm kidding. But so let's say I start tomorrow, okay? Or maybe somebody who watches the video, because by the time I get it up Monday, Tuesday, whatever. Like I get my land. Should I get some token, or should I buy some tools? Like,
that's a good question.
Like I mean, I know it can be a loaded question, but is there like a suggested start? A loop? I don't know.
So it's really difficult because I can't advise people on what to do, but what I could do is tell you what I would do.
Okay.
So if with the knowledge that I've got coming into the game, where I am now, what would I do? I would be looking at getting into, and this really depends. Like you've got different types of people. If I'm coming into this as almost like a free to play player. So the first thing you're going to need to do when you come into your land is you're not going to be able to access all of your land. So and I'll share my screen again very quickly just to show you. Hopefully, hi. I can
beat invaded.
I had the same thing with my daughter a little while ago. It's all good. Can you see my screen okay?
Okay, I'm back.
So here, what happens is these goblins have taken over your farm, and look, you can't actually use the farm. So the idea behind this is that for you to be able to use this land, you have to go to the kitchen, and you have to be able to craft these recipes. So for example, I need to make some pumpkin soup. So I need to make some pumpkin soup, which needs 5 pumpkins. And I need that in order to be able to feed this goblin to make them happy to give me my land back. So now I'm going to come here. I'm going to collect these free sunflowers, go to the shop, sell the sunflowers, and I'm going to repeat that process over and over again until I can afford to buy these pumpkin seeds. And then I'm going to sell the pumpkin seeds, make the pumpkin soup, and it's going to give me an additional 6 land plots. Then I'm going to do the same thing again. So I'm going to use the kitchen to go for pumpkin soup, then sauerkraut, and then I need a roasted cauliflower, and then I need a radish pie. And so the first thing I would do as a new player is I would be getting those resources to clear this land, because then you can plant more seeds.
Gotcha. So maybe focus a little bit on crops
to start with, definitely. But what you could do if you wanted a head start, so that's as a free-to-play player, I would definitely be opening up that land and doing that.
You can do that for free?
Then, well, you pay the $5 to play to mint the farm, but then once you're in the farm, you get free sunflowers as standard. Like they come like this.
Nice.
And so what I can do then is I can collect these. Okay, so look, if I was to collect these, all right, I've just collected free sunflowers. I go to the shop and I can sell my sunflowers. So I can now go sell 1, 2, 3. And can you see now I've now got this balance of 0.0015 SFL?
Yep.
So that's it. So now I can use this balance to go back to the shop and I can buy free sunflower seeds. In fact, I can actually go and buy more. I can buy 5 sunflower seeds. And then I can go and plant these sunflowers. There we go. And so now there's a 1-minute cooldown timer on sunflowers. And then I can repeat that process and I can do it again. And so the idea is that as you start to gather more SFL, you can start to plant better crops that yield more returns.
Okay.
And so again, the community have created some incredible, like absolutely incredible resources. One of them is, I think this is it. I hope I'm clicking on the right thing here. This might not be it. Let me just check. No, that's not it. Hold on. Let me see if I can find it. I don't know where it is. I was going to try and find it for you, but there's actually a calculator where somebody's. In fact, I tell you what I can do. I can come into the Discord very quickly. I can go back to those links that I mentioned to you. Here we go. And so this is a. If this opens, here we go. Look. So this is a calculator that someone has built that calculates every single resource and what it's worth and what you can earn in terms of yield with what boosts.
Oh wow, that's cool.
This is what someone's built. This is what someone's built. This is what I mean about open sourced. Like what the community build is incredible.
That's awesome. That's one really good Google sheet.
It's insane.
Yeah, that's nuts. The time to put that together.
Insane.
Wow.
So cool.
That's
so
insane.
We've got some incredible community members.
Talented.
We really, really have.
That's
very talented.
Yeah, I thought my sheets were good. That sheet is good.
Yeah. This one takes all of the this tells you like the total supply and when the next halvening event is and all of this data.
Has there been one already?
Say again?
Has there been a halvening already?
There's been about 4.
Wow, that's cool.
They're very interesting psychologically. They're very interesting events because people lose their shit. They go mental.
Yeah, what does that do for the game? Like, what happens?
Well, you have a very important decision to make because a lot of people are hoarding their resources.
Yeah.
But if you're holding a resource and then that resource is about to lose half of its value, do you sell that resource? So now and yeah, there's a lot of stuff where people are saving up for stuff and then they've got to make the decision that they sacrifice that time they spent saving up because they're going to lose half of the value.
That's an interesting dynamic.
Difficult.
Yeah.
Very, very interesting. It causes a lot of fear and a lot of scarcity. Very interesting dynamic. And a lot of confusion and a lot of upset people. And people's true characters come out in a crisis.
No,
it's very interesting.
Yeah.
But it's good.
Well, they know it's coming too. It's a part of the game. Yeah.
I'll tell you what it's like. It's like the time when if you first get into crypto and you experience your first bear market.
Okay.
You've got the seasoned people that have been around for 2 or 3 bear markets that go, it's all right, young blood, don't worry. We've been here, we're veterans, you know, you'll get through it. And then you've got the people going, oh, I'm 99% down on my portfolio.
Yeah.
Like the difference is experience, right?
Right.
So it's the same thing here. So yeah, look, now these are, you can see my 5 sunflowers. I can now harvest them.
Awesome.
This one, I found a reward on this one.
Ooh.
And so I've got a special chest that I can open. I got 2 extra sunflower seeds.
Bonus. Guy like that.
So then I can go back here and I can sell these. So I sell them all. There we go. I've got 0.004, which now means I can actually go and get my pumpkins now. There we go. Oh no, it was a sunflower, sorry. I can actually go to the shop and I can buy, no, I can't buy pumpkins, sorry. I don't think I have enough. No, I don't. But I can buy the potatoes. So now I can buy a potato. There we go, 5 minutes on a potato. and I can start to do this until I level up.
That's awesome.
So it takes a little while to do it, but that's the first thing. Now, that's what I would do. I would say the free-to-play route. I mean, obviously, you've paid your $5 to mint your farm, but aside from that, you don't have to invest any money. You can do this.
That's cool.
For free. And
I like that.
Game. But if you wanted to get a bit of a head start, you can come across to your Goblin village, and there's a bank, and you can click on the bank, and you can deposit, and it has its own wallet address. Now, if you're going to deposit, you must make sure you only send SFL tokens to the farm address. Don't send Matic, you'll lose it. Don't send anything else.
Right.
You can't get it back.
Okay.
But if you buy SFL, and you can get the contracts from Discord, and you can find it all through the official website, then you could buy SFL in your MetaMask wallet, and you could send it to your farm.
Well, that's cool.
So right now, if I
might do that. I might load some up that way because I want to be. I want to at least participate in the battle, like in a decent way. You know, like, I don't have to be the best, but I can be. You know, I want to take a.
Well, an SFL at the moment, when you look at the price of SFL, and I'll just show you this again. Okay, just to pre-frame this, you should never ever do technical analysis on a utility coin.
Right.
Never. You shouldn't do it. It's not a good idea.
Right.
However, some people do, and some people are comforted in looking at graphs and historical data. So if I was to look at this from a TA point of view, this is what I would say to you, is that if we go back through the history of time, and we look at this token, now ignore this initial first dump, because what happened is you'll see that the token was trading originally at like $5,500, but we've had this before where people look at this and go, oh my god, this token was worth $5,000, why is it now only worth like 5 cents? Because this was testing. This was at a point when the game was not live, and this was developer testing with no liquidity.
Oh, okay.
And so, but it was tracked from March. Now, the token did not release until May. And so what happened is just before the token went live, Adam, the lead developer, drained all of the liquidity, dumped the token, and bought it down, obviously from its $5,000 down to what we wanted at the time. And this was so funny when it happened. We did it quietly, and we actually didn't tell anybody about it. And we wanted to bring the token price. We agreed we bring it down to 5 cents. We thought that 5 cents was a sustainable price for the token, and that if we could hold it at 5 cents, we thought that would be a good price for the token. Now, we didn't tell the community what we were doing. On the 22nd of May, we brought the price down. And then what happened is the community who were watching the contracts, some of the members of the community saw what we were doing, and they started to buy. And so they started to buy, and they drove the price back up to $2. At which point we were trying to sell it to bring it back down to the 5 cents. And at 40 cents, we had a team meeting and said, stop. All we're doing is just fighting with the community.
Yeah.
If the community want it at 40 cents, we're going to leave it at 40 cents. So then we stopped trying to bring the price back down. And it went sideways for a little while. And what you'll see here is actually what happened. So initially there was this hype that, hey, they didn't rug us, they delivered on what they promised, they've delivered above and beyond what they promised, and the game come back out live, and so the price went up, and it pumped up to about 70 cents.
Nice.
Then it started to come down again, and as you can see, it started to come back down within range. And so when I look at this, I always ignore that initial runoff.
Yeah.
I don't think it's realistic.
Right.
But what you'll see when we look at this token as a result of it, because, you know, this is history. I mean, facts don't lie, right? This tells a story. So what we found, or what I believe, when I just zoom out, I think there we go. I'm almost there. Okay, so this was around 28 cents at its peak.
Yep.
And I believe what we wanted was a token at around 5 cents, which is this line here. So we found that it actually resonated really well somewhere between 14 and 12 cents. It spent quite a lot of time in this channel. And so we said, well, okay, if we're going to sit on a TA and look at this, 12 to 14 cents is the channel. There was definitely some form of resistance at around 17.5 cents. There was also, we can see some resistance and support around 20 cents, and again at around 28 cents. So I did this this 3-tier system, level 1, level 2, and level 3. And I did the same going south. You know, I did it at 10 cents, at 5 cents, and at 1 cent. And what I said to the community is I said, look, if the price goes up, it goes up. If it goes down, it goes down. We're not worried either way, because that's what things do. They go up and down. As long as we can maintain within a channel for the majority of the time frame, then if it goes down, we can do burning. If it goes down, we can do minting up, you know, or we can do burning and minting depending. Because this is what I tell people about a utility token, is that it can be manipulated by the project owners. So as a result, you shouldn't rely on it for an investment thesis. But what happened is that, and what I said is, look, if it drops past the first red line, then we'll pay attention. If it drops past the second red line, we'll take action.
Yeah.
Because if we wait until it gets to the third red line, it's too late.
Right. What's the third red line?
1 cent.
Okay. And what's the one above it?
5 cents.
Oh, that's your mark.
And then 10 cents. So what happened is, until recently, we had never hit 10 cents. It had never gone down to 10 cents. This was one of the biggest whales in the game. Unfortunately, they sold their tokens, which everyone's in their right to do.
Right.
Unfortunately, they sold their tokens to get into another project. And the moment they invested into that project, it rugged them.
No, well,
they actually lost everything, which was really sad. And some people were quite happy it happened, but I did say at the end of the day, we don't want bad of anybody, and it's sad that it happened. But that's what happened. Now, we did some education during this, and I did some live training, because what you'll see here is this was the whale selling off, and then this was the initial opportunists, and then this was the panic that set in.
Right.
Community panic, where oh my god, the token's going down, someone sold, oh my god, what's happening? And so it's fascinating, absolutely fascinating, when you look at this to see and again, this data, right, it tells a story. And it's, so what happened,
like, your action is showing that it's actually going back up since you guys have
so this was the whale sell off here, this was the whale sell off, and it went sideways because people didn't know what happened, and then as soon as people clocked on, FUD, panic, sell. Then we jumped on and said, hey guys, look, this is what's happened. This is why it's happened. We did up. You can go back and see for the records, everything happened. And then confidence come back up, and it recovered exactly 50%, which is textbook, what you would expect. On a sell-off like this, 50%, perfect. So when we look at actually what this token is doing, it is following typical patterns. So we drop down. We know that land expansion's coming. We know the burning's coming. We know we've been in this downward spiral since July. We know this, and that's fine. We've hit 5 cents, which is perfect, because that's where we wanted to be initially. And now we're bouncing back up. And at the moment, we've had like a 36% increase in the last 2 days.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah, 35% in the last 2 days. So we're creeping back up now to 10 cents. On Monday, we're going to have this huge burn come in. I think we're going to find ourselves back within this channel.
That's very interesting.
This is the idea, is we end up back within here. So I would say, now, again, this is not financial advice.
Right.
I'm not a trader. I would never recommend that you act upon TA on a utility token.
Right.
However, if I was going to look at this data and make a decision, I would definitely be buying SFL now, because looking at this chart that we've mapped out, it does look undervalued as a result. Now, again, I can't tell people what to do, but if I was doing this, that's what I would do. I would definitely buy SFL to be able to get the resources to compete in the war, so that I can get those rare NFTs, because later date, if I wanted to, I know I could sell those NFTs for more money.
That's smart.
Some of our NFTs right now are selling for like 1 or 2 ETH each.
Really?
Yeah, we had an NFT recently that sold for like 2.5 ETH.
Wow, that's insane. That is very cool.
These are like microtransactions.
Yeah.
On a basic game.
Yep. That's nuts. The game's not even live yet.
There you go. So anyway, I hope that helps. I hope
that helps a lot. Yeah.
A better explanation of like who we are, what we're doing, and when you do come to like play and mint your farm and do everything, I'd love to. If you want, I'm happy to walk you through it. We can do it live or we can do it off air. It's up to you.
That sounds great. Yeah,
I'm happy to guide you if you want that.
I'll probably set up my wallet tonight and then maybe mint tomorrow. I still have to pick a side, so we're gonna need some comments. Sunflower or Goblin, right?
Goblins are cool, but Sunflowers, like, they've got power. I mean, it's difficult. I mean, Adam, the founder of the project, he's Team Sunflower.
Okay.
But then you got Spencer, and he's pretty cool, and he's one of the lead devs, and he's Team Goblin. So
ooh. I might have to do that. I guess I'll have to see what Stash picks. You know?
Yeah.
Because whatever he does, I need to be like the opposite.
We can have a little bet. We can have a little wager going on.
Yeah. We could be opposing YouTube factions.
That would be so cool. And then if you documented it from either side, we'll push that out for you.
That'd be cool.
That could be fun.
I'll tell you what, I'm leaning Goblin, but I need to see some comments to see. Maybe I can be influenced to go Sunflower. Yeah.
Pop into the Discord and have a look.
Okay. Will
Pop
do.
into the Sunflower Discord and just say, hey, I'm new, I'm starting the game, don't know what side, and see what comes up.
I will. Hey, thanks for your time. I gotta feed my kids, or else this house is gonna turn into a goblin village. So I appreciate it.
Just give them some sunflowers, they'll be fine.
Yeah, that's right.
Pumpkin soup.